What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Fill Me In. I am Matt, here with my entertainment partner, Natalie.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Right, so, Breaking Bad. We're coming up to the final episode of Breaking Bad. For here in the UK, maybe in the US you might have seen it by now, but in the UK, ooh, I cannot wait.
Well, Matt, this is where you've got to sell it to me because I've never seen it.
I've not seen it. How dare you? Where have you been hiding?
I haven't seen it on Netflix. If you want to see it, sign up to Netflix. Simple.
Yes, I have Netflix, yeah, but no, let me explain it to you without giving too much away. Basically, there's this chemistry teacher, Walter White. He finds out he's got terminal cancer.
Ooh.
Yeah, very nice. And what he ends up doing is he ends up going into the meth business, manufacturing meth.
Right.
As it were, and with an old student, Jesse. And obviously, it's basically the whole series about them obviously getting grips and getting used to it, and he's doing all this to leave money for his family when he dies, and he has a certain amount of money. He's decided he worked out everything he would need, and obviously it's all about all the different things and how it's the main idea of I think the series, what it is trying to do is trying to show how his intentions, because he sort of changes, and you know, he ends. I don't want to spoil it for you, haven't seen, or anyone else hasn't seen all of it, or where they're up to, or you haven't seen it, but he starts becoming a very dark figure, and he starts losing his way. It's very interesting. He starts becoming real big evil. He starts becoming really evil, and other fashion, yeah, I suppose, yeah, and obviously. It's a very good series. It's very good. Certainly one of the best ones I've seen for a while.
Alright, and what series are they on to?
It's season 5, I think it is. I've seen it for season 5. Because the way they did it on Netflix is they had the first half of each season, because each season's about 12 or 13 episodes, I think. I'm sure it's 12. Is it 12 or 13? I'm not sure. But what they did was they split the second half of the season up, so it's more like it's like season 5 part 2, I suppose you could say, really.
Right, okay.
So, but yeah, it's quite good. So so come to the very last episode, see what happens, and let me say he's become a very, very badass.
Oh dear, not so good.
I like him, and he's sort of lost the reasons why he's doing it. He still justifies it. Oh, I did it for my family, but he's like kidding. I think he says that to himself to relieve himself, because he does some pretty nasty things, and I mean some really nasty things and dark things. Becomes very dark, very sinister, but yeah. So that's that. So yes, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I certainly recommend you see it. It's very good.
Well, I remember you saying that the first series kind of is not the best, but watch it on from that, and it's amazing. You were saying, I remember once.
Yeah, it does take a bit longer to go through. I mean, it is a very slow series to start off with. I mean, apparently, he watches it. He started watching it before I did, and apparently he didn't get a proper big following until season 3. I mean, that's when it really. I mean, season 3 probably just get a bit more interesting. Season 1, it's one of these peculiar series where you start watching it, you think it's a bit slow, but it has enough. I don't know what's a substance, I suppose you could say, in the plot. So you think, okay, I'll just one more, and then you think, oh, this is getting interesting. You think, oh, I just wonder how he's going to do it. This time, one more, and then you just get really hooked into it. I mean, there are some episodes where nothing much happens really in the story. I mean, one episode, it's not really spoiling. I won't say where it is, but he's in this lab where he's making this meth, and he's basically trying to kill this fly because he sees a contamination. It's funny, but it's weird. As it's like you're thinking, what the fuck are you? It sounds funny, but if you see it, I think it's probably halfway through season 3, maybe 4.
Okay.
I think, yeah. So probably season 3. I think it probably is. I'm not sure, maybe 4. So,
Nice.
but it is. But then there's some episodes where not a lot happens, and there's one episode. There's like 3 episodes where they're trying to figure out how to decide to kill these people. So, everything. So, yeah. So that's Breaking Bad. Sorry, but yeah.
Not bad. What about the TV series, well, that's just come out in the UK. Marvel Agents of Shield. What Agents of
Must
Shield?
yeah, I'm not sure which one. I think it's Marvel Agents of Shield, or Marvel Agents Shield.
Yeah. So you said you watched
Or
the
was it just?
first half an hour. I missed it. What
How
did
much
you
of this?
think?
I don't know. I was channel hopping. I forgot it was on, to be honest, and I don't know. Maybe because I didn't watch the beginning, and I wasn't that bothered. I was just flicking through because there was nothing on TV. So, but I don't know. I just watched it thinking, it seemed to be. It's one of these sort of things I find sometimes some of these American TV shows trying to copy like a British James Bond type thing. They got all
Yeah.
these nice cars and stuff, and I'm thinking, I mean, I might just come in at a bad time through the episode, to be honest.
Yeah. I think it
But
looks quite
and
good. From what I've seen in the trailers and things, I might start watching it and see how it goes, but I'm one of these people that likes to wait for a box set to come out on DVD or on Netflix and things before I start watching it, because once I watch one episode, I don't want to stop. I'm one of those type of people. If you hook me from the first
yeah,
episode, I'll keep going. It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
24 when they released that back on DVD. It was like, first day it came out, it was like 23 hours of my day was just wasted. All in a row. It was like, And speaking of 24, well, they've got the new 24 series announced with Chloe's back, with
Oh
Jack by
god.
her side, and it's called Live Another Day. So
It-
we'll see. There's not much been announced about it or anything like that, but Chloe's in it, Jack's in it. I'm sold already. That's all I need to know, and it's the same actors, obviously. And Kiefer Sutherland, well, what can you say?
He's Kiefer Sunderland.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And then we've got
the
Dexter, final season of Dexter. Why is it with all the good seasons ending?
I must. One thing I'd say, it's a bit bad for Dexter in the series because I signed up a few months ago. I signed up for Netflix and I saw Dexter. And it's one of these series, throughout college,
How's he
constantly
not
through
caught
his.
you? That type.
Well, I don't know. I don't see how it ends, but it's one of these series. I think because of Breaking Bad, and I started watching that, and then I thought, because the thing for me when I was watching Dexter, first started watching it, the first 6 seasons were on Netflix. So I could go through and watch all of them, so I was hooked.
Yeah, like me.
And then, yeah, and then I thought, oh, they haven't got season 7 on there. And then I thought, oh, I'll go to Blockbuster in my local area. And they actually had that. I thought, oh, yeah, season 7, watch it. I thought, oh, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And then,
And then
to
you have to
hurt
wait for
probably.
season 8. It's just like, oh no!
Well,
Still on TV.
the reason I went to try and get that was to, excuse me.
Find out how it ends.
It's not find how it ends, but then obviously because it was starting on the TV, I wanted to try and get it,
Yeah.
so get watched before that. But then I watched it. I watched a few, and then I started watching Breaking Bad. But I don't know. I sort of want to see how Dexter ends, but I'm not as enthusiastic. It's just going back to Breaking Bad quick. It's just so good, and
Oh, I love Dexter. I have to admit, I just love the characters. Jennifer Carpenter, that plays Debs in it, is amazing.
Hot.
I have to admit, how is she's not got any awards, or as much? She should have more. That's all I'm gonna say. The role and the character she plays is amazing, and
she's
I'm not being
she
like
must.
all girl power or anything like that. And don't get me wrong, Michael C. Hall, who plays Dexter, is awesome as well. I mean, how cold he is from playing that, the serial killer with the I'm
Oh,
I'm a blood analyst.
Oh, you've not seen Walter White in Breaking Bad. You think he's cold? Oh God.
No, but there's there's a big difference. Probably,
Walter White in Breaking Bad. But
but
quickly with
Dexter,
Breaking Bad.
amazing. And
Yeah.
it's such a shame that this is the last season. But I can understand why they're ending it now, type thing.
It's
because, yeah.
Sorry.
I
Sorry.
thought you were gonna say something.
Sorry. No, you continue first. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's a shame that they're ending it now and things like that, but I can understand why they're doing it. It's starting to get round in a circle where it's always coming back to him and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've not seen any of season 8, so that's why I'm kind of like, I've seen the trailer where, things have happened. I'm not going to say because it's still there, fresh in everyone's mind. Season 8. I'm waiting for the DVD to come out, so don't you dare spoil it for me, okay? But season 7,
He turns
the
out
way
to be
it
a
ended
woman.
was like, oh my god, really?
He turns out to be a woman. No, I don't know how it ends. I haven't seen it, so I've got all them on the Sky planners to watch. So
Yep.
yeah, so that's that. And so
Yeah, and so we're advertising Sky, Blockbuster, all here. These are all places. If some people are not watching this from the UK, you might not know what we're talking about, but others probably.
well, I don't know. Blockbuster's an American company. Blockbuster doesn't
No, I was
exist
just
in
saying
America anymore.
Some.
So anyway, moving on.
Moving on. Well, films out in the cinema. You went to see 2 this weekend. Lucky devil.
Well, Friday I went.
Well, okay, Friday.
Yeah, Friday. So, well, it will be the previous week by the time this comes out. So, but anyway, on the Friday I went to see Insidious 2, which is the follow-on from the first Insidious, and it's very good, very jumpy. It's a good film. It's very good.
You like
It's
scary movies?
I wouldn't say it's scary. It's just I wouldn't say it's scary. I mean, films they aren't scary. They're just very jumpy. Like, oh shit.
Door
Yeah.
slammed goes.
It's not that sort of thing, it's just sometimes you know someone's there, but... I mean, have you seen the first one?
No, I actually haven't.
No. Oh, so this one continues more or less straight on from the first one, so without... I'm trying to explain it to you, because obviously people don't, if anyone else on this listen to this has actually seen it, but it continues on, it does explain some stories. It's basically the premise to the first one is, and it sort of continues on part into the second one.
Oh, sweet.
This guy, his son, falls asleep into a coma, and he has this ability to cross into another realm. He can sort of walk around like it's sort of like his spirit, his soul.
Yeah.
He can see, he could see himself, and he can go to different realm, but it's nowhere where the dead lie. But obviously, being living, he's not meant to be there. The living aren't meant to see those
Tricky.
things.
Can I say one thing before we move on? Don't forget,
Yeah.
It's night time here. I live by myself, and you're telling me something horrible.
You gotta watch the film. You gotta watch the film, man, because it's even more fucking.
I wouldn't be able to go to sleep. I'll have I don't know. I'll find my radiator or something, cuddle the radiator, and just rock backwards and forwards or something. They're coming to get me. They're coming to get me.
Help me,
Yeah,
Mummy,
so sorry.
pick me up.
I'll let you continue on now. But
Forget the dogs. Forget the dogs. Pick me up. I watched a film I shouldn't have seen.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
darling, you'll be fine.
So, yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So it's
Yeah,
a
you
child
should
that
stop.
can cross realms.
Yeah. Anyway, but what happens is obviously the evil spirits can take advantage and try and take what they crave is. They crave life, and so they want what he's got. And so what happens is he ends up getting stuck in this world. He can't wake. They think he's just been a coma. Something's happened to him.
Yeah.
They just go in one morning, wake up, and he doesn't wake up, but he's alive, but he can't wake him up.
Ooh,
And
scary.
they can't. But then, obviously, a lot of spooky stuff starts happening around his mum and that lot. So,
Yeah.
and then
Not one to watch
what
by
do
yourself.
you? Oh no, you have to watch it by yourself to get the full effect of it. Anyway,
Yes. So,
long story short, so a load of scary stuff starts happening. Starts seeing these dead spirits and hearing voices and stuff. But then it turns out his dad, this spirit things happen. This thing happened. His dad also has the same ability when he was a kid,
ooh.
and a similar thing and the same thing happened to him. They had to go into this other world to go and get his spirit back because there was this old woman, this old woman in black, I suppose like a black. It's like a probably a funeral wedding dress, but it's like a black veil and everything. And he showed like these pictures because throughout his whole life he didn't like these taking his picture, and then you found the reason why they show these pictures of them, and you see the spirit sort of getting closer and closer. I mean, it's pretty creepy when you see it.
Ugh, okay, enough.
Anyway,
Right,
so
what else did you see?
and it just continues on the end of continues on the end of the first one.
Right.
Long story short, in the first one they do get him out in spirit, but something else comes back and it continues on. The spirits haven't exactly. So you understand when you see it. So
Yeah.
the other film we saw was Rush, which is very
Which we
good.
did actually talk about the other day a little bit.
Yes, it's for anyone who does not know, it's about the Formula One racing car drivers, James Hunt and I
Nicky
can never
Lauda.
is it Mickey
Nicky.
Lauda?
N for
Oh,
Natalie.
Nicky. It's Nicky
Nicky
Lauda.
Lauda.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So James Hunt and Nicky Lauda, obviously two F1 former F1 champions in the it's 1976. It's spaced in, but it does go back to the 70s. But
Yeah.
most of it's 1976 F1 season. So it's a very good film. I mean, I watch F1, but I don't know the history that well. I mean, I started watching F1 a couple of years ago, probably about 7 or 8 years ago. I properly started watching it.
Mhm.
I mean, I also know like some of the famous ones, Jackie Stewart and obviously Ayrton Senna and
Michael Schumacher, Damon Hill.
well, Schumacher was like the one I grew up with, to be honest,
Yeah.
really.
True.
So and all the other ones. So as I had heard of James Hunt, I'd heard of him.
Yeah.
Nicky Lauda, I'd
Obviously
heard of
Nicky
them, but I
Lauda's
didn't know.
still in Formula One. He's part of
Is
the
he?
Ferrari team. Yeah, he does
Oh, is
some
he?
stuff.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm not sure
So, but
whether he's just like management or something like that. I don't know what he does, but he's still in it. He still deals with within Formula One.
Well, in this, they do obviously say how much of a clever person he was. I mean, he sort of had these very radical ideas. Well, not radical, completely different ideas how to set up a car. I mean, he could set up a car as if he'd been an F1 engineer for 10 years.
Exactly.
And also that's how he got a drive. And obviously, his ambition was to be world champion and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's very good. I mean, it's is it Chris Hemsworth? Is that the one who plays Thor? He plays Jameson. Yeah, the guy who plays Thor. He plays Jameson.
Yeah, he
And
looks like him as well. When you actually see the pictures of him, you're like, they made the right choice of choosing him.
Oh yeah, and he does a good
I
accent.
thought Thor playing James Hunt at first, but then when you actually look at them, you're like, oh yeah.
No, he's very good at that. He's very
awesome
good.
actor.
He's very good. He's very, very good. But the guy who plays Nicky Lauda, he's have you seen the film Inglourious Bastards?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well there's a guy in that anyway. There's an actor in that who plays. If you see it, he's good. That's a really good film anyway. There's a guy in that who's like this private who goes like this. He's like some celebrity sniper who did like a war hero. Anyway, he plays Nicky Lauda. I mean, I think the actor himself, I think he either is Austrian or German, but in Austrian and German they both speak the same language anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But he's very, very good. He's a very good actor.
Sweet.
Plays him very well. So it's very good. It's sort of sad towards the end because I think it is the real Nicky Lauda. He's actually narrates part of it, little bits of it.
Well, he's still going strong at the moment.
Well, yeah, they were talking about, and obviously this doesn't spoil the film. This is fact. It's not something. Well, it's a secret if you don't know. But obviously James Hunt, obviously he's no longer alive.
Yes.
Yeah, he died at the age of 40. Well, they say it's at the end of the film. They sort of like show the respect to each other. It shows the thing that even though they were competitors, the way they how to stay competitive was to work off each other. I'd wanted to be better than him. They worked off it. Nicky Lauda wanted, was James Hunt's inspiration to keep going, and like so James Hunt against Nicky Lauda, it was the same thing. And that's sort of that's the impression I get from the film anyway. And it's sort of sad because they explain about it and they show some of the old pictures of Nicky Lauda's narrating at the end. Obviously saying, he had a lot of respect for him, but he's saying, he drank a lot and he won, did a lot of stuff. But he died at the age of 44 heart attack, which I'm not surprised at. But he enjoyed life and he did what he wanted. So. Well, exactly, yeah. So, but that's a little bit sad. You think that's really a cry shame because you think, God, it's very sad.
Right.
But anyway, so yes, I saw that. Very good films. Both go and watch them. Very good.
Recommended.
Oh yes, definitely.
And then out soon or now is we've got Runner with Ben Affleck playing a bad guy.
Good.
And Justin Timberlake, Mr. Sexy Back, obviously.
He's gay.
He's married to Jessica Biel. Come on.
And doesn't mean anything.
Okay,
There's
I
many,
don't know
there's
if
many.
I'm gonna have to edit that out. Because you can't say
What? What he does? He wouldn't surprise. Okay, it would not surprise me if he was gay. It's not homophobic. It's just that he doesn't. He comes across as sort of person. Okay, it would not
He does have a
surprise
little
me.
bit of a high-pitched voice, I have to admit it, but he's a good actor.
Oh yeah, I've got nothing against any of that, you know. So, anyway,
Yes, so, yeah.
yeah, it's
So,
quite interesting. And Prisoners, I saw a trailer for that. That looked pretty interesting.
yeah, it looks different.
So-
Prisoners is what? Hugh Jackman with is it Gyllenhaal or Gyllenhaal?
I don't know. So
Yeah.
it's very good. So that's sort of a dark thriller. Obviously, I'm not sure if it's both his kids disappear or it's one of his kids and then one of someone else. But
Yeah.
it's they disappear, but it's then they sort of catch this get from the trailer is they sort of catch him, but they sort of give the impression, oh, it is him. You seem to think, oh yeah, it actually is him, but they're trying to prove it and find them. It's obviously I haven't seen it, so I don't know, but you give the impression about that. But
Kind of
I'm
just
surprised
reminds
he
me
hasn't.
of The Forgotten, where the big twist was that it was aliens abducting people, and it was like, ooh.
Well, I doubt
that's
it's that,
cool.
but
Yeah, but
I've never
The
seen
Forgotten's
that,
a good
though.
film, and I wonder if it
Never
is
seen
kind
it.
of a bit like it. So yeah, so filmy
Yeah, so-
news, cinema
Um,
releases, well, cinema stuff going on in the world. Bad Grandpa
oh, looks so
from the
funny.
people of
By the
Jackass. Yes.
Oh yeah, it can. As most Jackass films, they always call controversial. This one really will. I mean, if you do, I do recommend guys just go and watch the trailer. It is absolutely
It
hilarious.
looks awesome.
You know, I saw the trailer in it when I was watching Insidious, and I was killing myself laughing. I think I'm gonna watch a horror film, and I'm killing myself laughing here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very good. So it's interesting.
Johnny Knoxville for the win. That's all I will say.
Yeah. What else you said about? You were saying before
Need
about
for
a Need for
Speed.
Hmm.
Game going into film. Resident Evil did it well, and yeah, Need for Speed the film. They've kind of skipped a few steps, shall we say? They've gone into the nice rich cars straight away. Where the whole point of Need for Speed was you get a shipmobile and you build it up, and then you earn
yeah.
new cars. This one, you get out of prison, you get given a decent car, and you go boosting decent cars and other stuff like that. And you're like, it's just a shite version of Fast and the Furious, but with no actual. It's trying to be like the game.
Well, yeah. If they were going to do a story off the one, probably one that had the better story was probably Most Wanted.
Most
That had a
Wanted.
really good story.
I would have to agree with you on that one.
That'd be a good film.
Yeah, but don't
So,
get me wrong,
but-
some of the chase sequences in it look alright, but it's just the fact that it's not like Nissan Skylines or, you know, it's like the proper, oh yeah, we're gonna go round in, you know, sports cars, I mean proper ones that are...
You know, like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and
things like
Porsches.
that.
Thinking,
You're like, what are you doing?
You're meant
This
to be
is not
street
the
racers.
concept. Yeah.
meant to be street racers here, you know.
And then
Even Fast and Furious sticks to that. I mean, they still do go a bit to the fast cars, but they still keep the street element. You know, Dominic Toretto
well.
always has it. Yeah, Dominic Toretto always has his big, massive American muscle car.
Yep.
You know, it's like his signature car, but it's still that's a car of the streets. And so it won't be that good. I mean, trying to be Fast and Furious. I mean, Fast and Furious is just it's 6 films ahead. I mean, there's just another one coming out,
Exactly.
but at the moment it's 6, and it's
And
just
it ties
the
it up.
cast.
This is the end of Fast and Furious with Fast and Furious 7.
It's got to end it. I mean, come on, let's end it that. So,
Yeah.
and was it Jurassic Park World?
Yes, Jurassic Park World. The only information that's really come out of it is it's kind of an unknown director that will be doing it, I think, so I've heard. But the only person who's been confirmed acting-wise is Bryce Dallas Howard. Now, some of you may not have heard about her, but she actually played Kate Connor in Terminator Salvation, and she was also in one of the Twilights as well. So, but yeah, she's ginger. That's all I can do.
She's ginger. Now who's been
I'm not
offensive?
discriminating against any ginger. I've got a very good
Now
friend
he's
who
been-
is ginger, but she is very ginger, and that's probably where you might recognise her out of Terminator. Just look for the very ginger one, and then you'll know.
So, I don't know. I always found the Jurassic Park films, they were okay films, but the best thing about the film is like the CGI. Yeah, the CGI is still very good. I mean, now you look at it, you think
Yeah.
it's not bad for its day. But then look at but the story
Well, it's not
itself is actually
CGI,
pretty.
it's actual robots. Oh, and did you know, if you actually
Oh.
look at the cast and the credits and all that of Jurassic World, look it up, people out there, and leave a comment on what you think, by the way. Um, it looks hilarious because there's actually, like, dinosaur assistant or dinosaur manager, and you're like, that's so funny. It's brilliant, but there's actually a few more really funny ones, like puppeteers
Yeah.
and things like that. Obviously, you need puppeteers, but there's like dinosaur assistant, and you're like, what is this? Someone in the
Oh my
dinosaur
God.
suit running around, and they need an assistant,
Uh,
or the guy controlling.
anyway,
But yeah,
so
we'll end this right with Star Trek 3 has been announced. But with no J.J. Abrams as the director. The reason being, well, he's probably doing Star Wars, obviously. Yeah, so that's probably the end of J.J. Abrams' run with Star Trek 3, but kind of the unknown director to many people, but he did do Rise of Planet of the Apes.
Oh, it's a good film, very good
he's
film.
an English director, and hopefully he'll do a good job with Star Trek. I have to admit, both the Star Trek films were amazing, especially the one with the twist, which we can't, you know...
Into Darkness.
Into Darkness, yes. With Mr. Cumberbatch, which he did an amazing role as the bad guy. I thought but his nose goes really funny when he gets angry. I find it hilarious. He always makes me laugh when he gets like really serious. It's like, your face.
I never noticed.
If you watch it again, people now listening to this will watch it again and go, oh, his face when he gets angry. I don't mean that in a bad way. He is a phenomenal actor. He does well as Sherlock Holmes. I think he does a good Sherlock Holmes, totally different from Robert Downey Jr. There's one more serious, one more jokey. So they're two different types. And same with Elementary. It's like three different Sherlock Holmes, but all doing the same role, but they all do it very well in their own ways. I'll give them all credit. So J.J. Abrams is doing Star Wars, which, you know, you were saying he was a bit unhappy about doing some of it because it's filmed in the UK and he's away from his family, which is a bit of a shame, but unfortunately when you take on such a big project there are consequences. And
consequences? It's not you committed a crime.
Sorry. Well, there are
you committed a crime by being a good director.
And some things that you have to do in order to make it work. And if that means coming into the UK, I mean, did you know Fast and the Furious 6 was, when they filmed it in London, it was the exact same time as the Olympic Games. So that's why London was running during the day and also running with cars during the night. So,
anyway.
So, yeah, that was pretty sweet. I hope you enjoyed the information on our Film Me In. And that actually sounds wrong, me actually saying that.
Film. It's film.
Film.
It is Film Me In. So.
Film Me In, not the other way. I am a woman, but I am not going there. So yes, so thank you for listening in to this episode of Film Me In, our first ever episode, so please leave comments below on what films you want us to talk about, or information, or anything like that that you want to put on our channel. Let us know, and please subscribe if you like it. This will be coming to you every single Monday. So yeah, we will see you next Monday.
Alright, thank you very much guys. See ya.
Thank you for watching.